On the IRA anniversary, when we passed the Inflation Reduction Act last year, I said here on the floor that it would endure as one of the defining legislative feats of the 21st century. And just 1 year later, the IRA is paying huge dividends for the American people, for our economy, and for our environment. Republicans claim the IRA would make inflation worse. One of our Republican colleagues claimed the IRA would cut jobs and fuel inflation. But, Mr. President, since we passed the IRA, inflation has gone not up, but down. We are lowering costs day by day for the American people with the passage of this legislation. Inflation is now half of what it was a few years ago. Across the board, costs are coming down for the American family. For the first time ever, we've made it possible for Medicare to negotiate the price of prescription drugs, helping Americans save at the pharmacy. Because of the IRA, vaccines are free for Medicare beneficiaries, and a cap on out-of-pocket drug spending. No senior will have to pay more than $2,000 a year for drugs. It's coming very soon. What a relief for people, lowering costs on one of the things that bothered them most, the high cost of prescription drugs. That's what we Democrats are doing, while over there in the House, the Republicans are just racing to the bottom. We also capped the price of insulin for seniors on Medicare to $35 a month, spurring major companies like Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk to follow suit. And millions of people who buy their health insurance on the ACA exchanges are now saving hundreds of dollars each month. Indeed, we are lowering costs. That's what we promised to do. On top of these savings, I also said the Inflation Reduction Act would kickstart the era of affordable clean energy and create countless good-paying green jobs. The Inflation Reduction Act has done just that, too. From the new wind turbine facilities in New York to solar facilities in Arizona, the IRA is paving the way for America to lead in clean energy manufacturing. 80 new clean energy manufacturing facilities have been announced across the country, employing thousands and thousands of people, and not just in junky, low-wage jobs, but in good, high-pay, high-skill jobs with training to boot. Again, these new facilities mean even more good-paying new jobs for years to come in construction, manufacturing, clean energy, and so much more.
There are crucial meetings that are taking place. Many are urging Congress to reach a deal on the next government funding bill as soon as possible, or else a stopgap measure may have to be passed. Also, more than 26,000 Americans have started to receive their new economic relief payments in some states. My dearest friends, please do me a big favor and watch until the end of this video. Also, do stay tuned because I'll be announcing the winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you need to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Congress has until October 1st to start on the new fiscal year to act on government funding. They could pass spending bills to fund government agencies into next year, or simply pass a stopgap measure that keeps agencies running until they strike a longer-term agreement. No matter which route they take it, it will not be easy. The Senate is adhering mostly to the top-line spending levels that President Biden negotiated with House Republicans in late May. That was part of the debt ceiling deal that extended the government's borrowing authority and avoided an economically devastating default. The deal holds discretionary spending generally flat for the coming year, while allowing increases for military and veterans accounts. On top of that, the Senate is looking to add $13.7 billion in additional emergency appropriations, including $8 billion for defense and $5.7 billion for non-defense. House Republicans, many of whom oppose a debt ceiling deal and refuse to vote for it, are going a different way. GOP leaders have teed up bills with far less spending than the agreement allows. This is an effort to win over members who insist on rolling back spending to fiscal year 2022 levels. They're also adding scores of policy add-ons, which are broadly opposed by Democrats. At a press conference at the Capitol this past week, some members of the House Freedom Caucus, a conservative faction within the House GOP, said that voters elected a Republican majority in that chamber to rein in government spending. Even though the debt ceiling agreement passed with a significant majority of both Republicans and Democrats, conservative opponents were unhappy in the aftermath, even as House Republicans have been moving their spending bills out of committee on party line votes. The key committee in the Senate has been operating in a bipartisan fashion, drafting spending bills with sometimes unanimous support. So in all, there are 12 spending bills. The House has passed one so far and moved others out of committee. The Senate has passed none, though it has advanced all 12 out of the committee, something that hasn't happened since 2018. But still, the difficulty ahead was evident on the House side, where Republicans gave up until after the recess on trying to pass a spending measure to fund federal agriculture and rural programs. But still, the difficulty ahead was evident on the House side, where Republicans gave up until after the recess on trying to pass a spending measure to fund federal agriculture, rural programs, and the Food and Drug Administration, amid disagreements over its contents. It is a strong possibility that Congress will have to pass a stopgap spending bill before the new fiscal year begins on October 1st. The Senate can vote first on the measure, which would then put the responsibility on House Republicans. The New Mexico Human Services Department and Taxation and Revenue Department announced Wednesday it would be delivering economic relief payments to residents beginning this week. Direct deposits or checks worth $500 or $1,000 will be sent over to 26,000 low-income New Mexico residents. The payments were approved during the 2023 legislative session. According to a press release, the one-time payment is for qualified New Mexico households who applied and have the lowest incomes. The number of payments was based on the funding availability. And because of this, applicants who were denied will not be re-evaluated. The deadline to apply for the funds has passed. The Tax and Revenue Department was responsible for dispersing the funds. And according to local news, applicants who did not qualify will be receiving an email. In the state of Montana, tax rebates worth up to $2,500 will begin going out this month, after a tax relief bill was passed in March. The actual amount eligible Montana residents receive depends on the details of their 2021 tax return, but most of these rebate checks will be worth $1,250. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Saturday. My dearest friends, thank you for being part of this community and for being here every single day. The winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Dan Marshburn and Maria Martinez. Congratulations, my dearest friends. To claim your gift cards, please check your notifications page and send me a message. Or you could message me on my Facebook page. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.